Hello everyone, it's Scott and welcome back to another episode of Agrarian Skies 2. So over here, I have a contraption. So I made another pure daisy, and we know that a pure daisy will enchant items that are in a ring, or at least adjacent to one diagonal away from the daisy. So it'll convert oak wood into living wood, and stone into living rock. And what I did was I built another hopper clock with a pretty long delay of about 1 minute and 5 seconds. And what happens is that it's actually about 30 some seconds, but on the half cycle, it's going to retract the piston. And I have a new block called a block placer. And this is another Mind Factor Reloaded block that takes whatever's in the internal inventory and basically does a right-click place as part of its work cycle. And so there's one on the left dumping out wood and one on the right dumping out stone. And so what happens is these pieces are pushed past the pure daisies, which convert them into the living wood and living rock. And then those are then piped down over here to two autonomous activators, which are filled with a iron pick, and in this case I just went crazy. I made a signalum hatchet, and so the hatchet is right-clicking to or left-clicking to attack the wood. Pop, pop, and underneath I have a transfer node with the world interaction upgrades, which are capturing the dropped items and pumping them into this chest. So eventually I'll want to dump that into the Emmy system to kind of capture the spoils and do something with it. I'm not sure what to do with it yet, but I'm still experimenting. So the Wand of the Forest is still a pretty cool device showing me what's connected or not to the mana spreaders. And so over here I see that I have about a 6-block radius on the day blooms being able to hook up to the device. Whoops, let me put that back down. So you can see it still has a plus check mark here, but if I move 1 block away on this diagonal, it does not. So I think this is the outermost range, going to here, going to here. And I counted out 6 ticks out here. Let's just move the flower over to prove. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then the 7th will not carry it, but the 6th will. So I think this is quite a large diameter radius for a single mana spreader. So I'm going to try to fill all these with flowers. Specifically the day blooms for daytime mana generation and nightshade for nighttime generation. So it's collecting and dumping the mana into this mana pool. And what I'd like to do is activate some of the iron by throwing it into the mana pool and gathering up mana steel. So can I do that twice? Sure, great. So that is actually going to complete one of the quests in the quest book. So let's bring that up and move over to Tinker's Construct, because it's been quite a while. Under Tinker Toys, under the exotic metals, I now have the mana steel ingot. So I've had these guys for quite a while, and that's going to create Terra Steel, which is pretty cool. And if I go through Alemite, I have automated the formula for Alemite, and this one's a little tricky. Had to do some advanced math. So Alemite is going to take 5 aluminum, 2 iron ingots, and 1 obsidian. And if we look at the formula for Alemite, it's a 5 to basically a 5 to 2 to 2 ratio here, but it turns out that dropping an obsidian block actually creates 2 ingots worth of molten obsidian, so it's actually a 5 to 2 to 1 item ratio to create molten alumite. So, or alemite, or whatever, I don't know. So in any case, I've completed that quest also, which gives me another ingot. So next is Ardite, which is I'm gonna be up against that for a while until I get the mining laser up and running, or I take my luck and run off to the nether. So an Ardite ore, the only way it can be found is through a laser drill. I'm not even sure if there's a nether version or not. I can of course melt down items, but those aren't dropping. So once I have the Ardite, I can combine it with cobalt in order to make manulin, and that's going to be even longer before I can get these last 3 pieces. So, but I've done pretty good on this tree so far. I'm quite happy with that. So, looking through, I could probably burn through these quests. They're just looks like it's just going to be a bunch of combining quests. Power grid. I kind of work my way down to the reactor power, which is all I care about right now. So these are going to be going through. Wait a minute. I want to power your whole factory on flour. Send a mana through a. Okay, I don't know what the conversion ratio on that, but it's going to be a while before I have enough mana from Botania to crank that guy out. So that remains to be seen. There's a lot of easy quests hanging out here. I never did finish the thermal upgrades with a reinforced machine frame. Yeah, that's right. So let's whip up a hardened machine frame and head over to here. So in the 4 machine frames, they progress from basic to hardened to reinforced to resonant. So to make this level, I would just need to mix the signal and gear, which I've already done. And let's throw that in the Emmy system and grab one of these. And the last one, the machine frame, is going to take silver and an enderium gear. So machine frame resonant. So from this point, I can pretty much automate and jump straight to resonant machines anytime, which are the fastest, anytime I need to create any new machines. But I have so much ender pearls at this point, 1,700 ender pearls. I'm pretty good in that regard. So so resonant. I actually needed to take them out of the Emmy system. So, I see. I didn't actually put that in my inventory, and that gets me 1 reward bag. Great. So, elemental processing. Turn lava and water into obsidian with an igneous extruder. Got that guy. Glacial precipitator, I guess, is the opposite. So, that's going to take water and ice. Glacial precipitator. Just needs a couple more things. Another piston. And one of these redstone reception coils. And done. So blizz rod and a heart. Nice. I see I've done a lot of this stuff already. Figures. Alright, so magmatic melting. I have a magma crucible. Sure, I'll take more glowstone. Induction smelter. Got one already. Oh, solar panel. I can use that. Fluid insertion, so fluid transposer. I've made those, and it's going to give me frames and a reward bag. Thanks. Alright, teleport. Wait. Okay, teleportation. Oh, Tesseracts. Okay, Tesseract frame full. Here I thought it was actually going to move me around. So let's take a look at the frame. So some easy combining with hardened glass and Endurium, and that's going to pump it into a empty frame, which I've since wired up a formula down here in the combiner, which will pretty soon dump it into. It'll take the ender pearls and pass them down through this servo into the magma crucible, and then take the empty frame and pipe it across down into the fluid transposer, where it will wait to be filled. So I was hoping to catch it in the act, but I guess it's just taking too long to make the Endurium. Oh, there it goes, shuffling across, and there goes the ender pearls. I could probably upgrade this. I'm not going to be making a lot of fluid-filled devices very quickly, but pumping in the resonant ender into the frame. This could probably use a speed upgrade. Yeah, definitely. Okay, well, I'll just make a note of that for later. Like I said, I'm probably not going to be making a lot of these, or I can at least afford the time to, since it's such a rare thing to make a Tesseract, though they're really handy for moving items. And so, what's good about the Tesseract is that it moves energy, items, and fluids not only within the world, but across dimensions. So I can set up item exchanges to the end or the nether, and that's how I can pump things back and forth into and out of the Emmy system. Though there are special ways to access the Emmy system from faraway places. Laser mining. Okay, so this looks like. Oh, nice. Okay, so this is something I've been thinking about getting, but there's a couple things I need to do first. And one of my nice to haves before I do that is I could really use some wireless connections to the Emmy system. So I'm going to dump all this stuff back into the Emmy system for later. And what I'd like to do, what I had planned on doing, is actually progressing with the wireless Emmy, with a basically setting myself up for remote connections. So this is going to be a little challenging, but essentially what I'm going to need to do is set up a wireless access point combined with my wireless receiver, and I need a third block, which is this security terminal. And so between the three, that's going to allow my wireless receiver to synchronize the wireless terminal to synchronize to the security box, which is going to connect to the Emmy system and authenticate it. Basically, even though I'm playing in single player mode, that's the premise. And then the wireless receiver is what actually controls how far away you can be from your Emmy node, and these wireless boosters extend the range. Whew. Alright, so let's figure out what we need to do to get this guy going. So I'm going to need some iron. So I have 600 blocks of iron here. Pretty crazy. Let's just drop in a stack. I'm going to need one of these Fluix pearls, which means I need dust. So So let's order up a batch. And while that's going, okay, I'm going to need to make 2 wireless receivers and an Emmy terminal, which I already have, fortunately, and a dense energy cell. Oh, I remember these guys. Alright, so this is something I should probably make with the pattern. So let's get going here. So, access point. Okay. Yes, the access point is the item I need that defines the range. Okay. Okay, this is going to be really entertaining. Okay, so let's grab one of these energy cells and make a formula out of it. And throw it in the Emmy system. And that gives me the ability to cook up. I'm going to need 8 of them. Then I'm going to need a calculation coprocessor. So let me grab one of those. While that's going, let's hook back over here. Fluix crystal, Fluix pearl should be done, which means I can now make one of these. And I can now make a dense energy cell, which means I can make a wireless terminal. 1 down. Alright, so I'm going to need next the wireless access point. So this is going to need a second Fluix pearl, another receiver, which means I need some quartz fiber. Pretty easy. Alright, so I have another receiver, which means I'm going to need another calculation processor. And while that's running, yeah. So even though I upgraded the inscribers to advanced inscribers, it's still taking a little bit of time. Well, that was actually good enough. So let's throw that in, grab our wireless access point, and now I need to get working on the security terminal. Okay, so this is, okay. I'm going to need a level 16 Emmy storage component, of which I've only made a level 8. Alright, so, well, it gives me an excuse to throw another thing in the Emmy system. Ha! Okay, so in order to make one of these, I'm going to need to make 4 Emmy 4K storage components. Pretty crazy, but, you know, it's actually rolling along pretty quickly. I'm having that RF power issue again, where I'm getting a little bit of a brownout. Yeah, so I think since I put all the speed upgrades and all of the redstone furnaces and the induction smelters downstairs, and then I linked all of them off of the same RF channel, I think it's actually not been working out too well when I have these basically high load spikes in the system. So, all right, so let's throw a level 16 part into the system, which I of course have everything to make because I just made it. Back to the security terminal. So I'm going to need that last piece, which is the Emmy chest, which means another Emmy terminal, which I made the formula for. And I'm going to need another engineering processor, which is probably, nope, okay. There we go. So the very last piece is ready, Emmy chest. And I'm going to need some more cable. Fluix cable. Done. And done. Emmy security terminal. Alright, so let's find a place to put this. It's actually, I'm kind of running out of places right now. So what I'm going to do, let's try it right here. I don't know if it's actually going to let me, but let's hook it up. So the security terminal, I don't remember it looking like this, unless I'm misremembering something. Alright, so the wireless access point, okay, so right now, this is not linked to anything. Okay. Okay. Vaguely remembering now. Did that really? Son of a gun. Alright, let's, I think I just, okay, the wireless access point's still there. Okay, so wireless access point, I think has to go here. Linked. Okay. Then, now that that's linked, we can put the access point on the Emmy system. And in theory, I should be able to walk over here. Oh, device is low on power. Okay, so back over here, let's plug it in and give it a good RF charge. Oh, okay, so it's AE powered. And done. So now I can access the Emmy system from pretty much anywhere. Awesome. And let's take a look at this wireless booster. Ender dust, Fluix dust. I don't have an ender dust. Okay. Take some grinding pearls. Okay. Well, that's easily remedied. So let's head down to the pulverizer, which you see is now a resonant pulverizer. I'll throw those in. Yeah, this is why that's quite a quick crushing action there. All right, so back to the pattern terminal, and let's grab one of these as a formula, which means I need some more Fluix dust. And voila! Great. And then that'll give us a formula for 2, which means I can now automatically cook up. I forget if it's 32 or 64. I could just cook up a full batch. Ender dust. Oh yeah, duh. That was kind of silly. I made the product, but I didn't actually make the formula, so let's throw in 1 ender pearl becomes 1 ender dust, and that goes in the pulverizer machine. Now I should be able to make booster 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 stack, and voila. So, okay, so that should increase the range of the wireless access tremendously. So that's going to be a big boost to letting me access the Emmy system anywhere on the overworld. Great. So we can see it's now increased to 500 meters. So what does that work out to? Something like, well, a lot. I want to say it's more than 8 chunks. 8 times 16. Yeah. Okay. Whoa. Wait a minute. What? Okay, I guess you're stuck in the fence, thank goodness. So let's just give you a little nudge over the edge. See ya, pal. I did not expect that. Alright, so yeah, I'm a little afraid now that I probably have some kind of functional gap here in the mob system. Okay, this is pretty crazy. But one thing I did want to do. Oh, wait a minute, 500 meters was not good enough. Wireless out of range. Wait a minute. Oh, this is not good. This is not good at all. Why am I out of power? Okay, am I having a power conversion problem? I did not expect that. There's plenty of RF. Plenty of... You know... Yeah, okay. That's not... Maybe the maybe the energy consumption is too high? Yeah, 8 kilo AE per tick. I don't know... Okay, this Emmy controller only contains 8 KE. Maybe I don't need a full yeah, 200 meters might be enough. Okay, so that's not exceeding the power capabilities. Okay. Alright, so maybe 64 was overkill. So let's get back. Yep, now I can access it again. Well, that was a little surprising. Learn something new every day, I guess. So one of the last things I wanted to do here was just do a quick demo of the slime. So I set up a slaughterhouse, hooked it up to a Tesseract, and basically gathered a little bit of mobs here into produces 2 channels, meat and pink slime. So I now have a meat drum and a pink slime drum with 20 buckets worth of pink slime. I'm going to grab one of these here and show you the interesting property of a pink slime. So if I head over here and let's just grab a little dirt, just for I don't think it has to be dirt, but basically what you do is you place the slime down in a hole and then wait. And what's going to happen is, enough time, that slime is actually going to convert. There we go. And it just converted into a pink slime. So we now have a hostile mob. Well, a hostile mob in our Botania area. And what I'd like to do is actually capture him with a safari net. And so the safari net comes with Mine Factory Reloaded, and it's a very simple formula with gas tier since I've been grinding down soul sand in the sieves. And what this allows you to do is, well, if I remember to take it out of the inventory, is capture a mob. With one right click, I now have a pink slime trapped within a safari net. And so this is going to allow me to place this mob into a spawner. specifically the auto spawner. And it's a little pricey at 300 RF per tick, but this formula is going to allow me to basically spawn a mob type on demand, which that way I can capture those pink slimes, farm them for their pink slime balls, which I've covered before, is going to allow us to build up to slime blocks, and more importantly, to pink slime crystals, which is what I need for those laser drills. So with that, I'm going to call this an episode. So if you could please leave a comment or a like, and any kind of feedback would be appreciated. Let me know how I'm doing, and I'll see you next time on Agrarian Skies 2. Bye.